Hi guys, so thank you for watching the second part. And like I said before the video ended, my mom, bless her heart, and bless my family, my mom decided to take me for walks. And I always heard that getting fresh air was really good for your mental health. And I was like, okay, sure. Because my mom's asking me, I'm not gonna go over there and say no. And honestly, I'm kind of happy she made me get up in the morning and start these walks. We would talk about any and all things, and my mom's a very funny lady. She loves to be silly and tell jokes, and she would talk about all sorts of things. And I remember one of us brought it up, but when I was really when me and my siblings were kids, and we had a really rough day, my mom would always say, "Why are you boo-boo crying? Why are you so upset? They're out here having bonbons and tea or graham crackers and apple juice, and you're here boo-boo crying. Get up, let's dance." And she put music on, and we get up and we dance all day. And when I was younger, we used to have girls' night, and it was only for ladies except for my grandfather and my brother. They're the only two guys that were able to be with us for our girls' night. So we'd have movies, and we would have, ice cream and all sorts of things, and watch Mr. Beans, or we would watch Tom Cruise, or we'd watch just anything really. This is the time of blockbusters. So, if you don't know what blockbusters is, it's okay, you're still young. But these are for older people. And we would go there and we would put it on the VCR, or we go out or whatever and have dance parties and all sorts of things. And it made me feel better talking to my mom about the silly stuff we used to do. It also made me feel better that my mom was like, "I know that everything is changing, and I know that you don't want to be living with other people. You want to be living on your own, but at least give it a chance. Okay, see. And we're going to be doing this, that, and the third. So, there's lots of good doctors here that can help." And she kind of just, not only her, but my family really helped me through those times for me to be able to be okay, it's not as bad as I think it is. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, but I used to take care of chickens, and it was really nice. Chickens are so much fun. If you have them, or you know somebody who has chickens, and you go and visit them, and you play with the chickens, you know what I mean. They are it's hard to explain, but they're animals are very therapeutic. They are not judgy. Chickens have their own personality. We had very sassy chickens. And when I say sassy, I mean they had their own very kind of bougie, not bougie, but very in your face kind of personality. You would see how they react with each other and how they kind of look at you and their reactions to things. And they're foodies. Chickens love to eat. They eat any and all things. And when I got to carry them and run with them and play with them, it just helped me not feel so upset and so angry and so stuck, because I had other things to occupy myself. And regardless if I was supposed to or not, I also like climbing trees. Just being outside with nature and feeling the grass between my toes and the branches in my hands, and just being able just to have the open air to be able to do what I want to do. Just what I can't explain it, but it was just really healing. It's really healing to be outside. For those who aren't outside people, that's okay. It's not for everyone. I would recommend once in a while getting outside, maybe when it's shaded, and just having a book or drawing or whatever you like to do inside, just to do it out. just to get some fresh air. It does a world of good. You don't have to be out for hours, but just a little bit of freshness. It doesn't hurt. And excuse me. Okay. And also, if you're indoorsy, I used to like, of course, I like to read. I like poetry and history. I love metaphysical things. You know, I like fantasy and horror and mystery books and things of that nature. But I also like to crochet. When I was nursing, I learned from one of the family members I was hanging out with how to crochet. But because I could do like the single line with the hook, and I kind of can do with the hook like how to make a blanket, but it works better with my fingers. I somehow learned how to use my fingers to make blankets and scarves and things of that nature. That's as far as it can go. Anything that you can do for the square, I can do it. If I had to make baby booties, it's going to be little squares that are going to be like folded in a way, and just kind of like, it's going to be weaved in a way of a sock instead of like crocheted as socks. It's going to work. It's just not going to be the way that you would think it look. You know, it gives me creativity. It gives me the right to just explore and experiment with it, which gave me a lot of freedom and also gave me a way to express myself and channel my anxiety and my anger and my rage through crocheting, through running outside, sometimes howling at the moon, you know, just doing silly, dumb things out in nature, talking to chickens. It sounds crazy. I know it sounds weird. You know, if somebody came up to you and said, I howl at the moon, you'd probably think, well, if it's a grown-up, then of course they're weirdos, and if it's a child, that's what kids do. So, you know, just feeding your inner child is a good thing. It is a healthy thing to feed your inner child, and by that I mean being silly and being spontaneous and going around acting like an idiot sometimes. In the company of your friends and, in my case, family, it was nice. We went out hiking because we had so much land out in the country. We would hike in the creek and we would look through the fences, and there's this place, because like where we were, people didn't finish up their gates. So one property in and the other began, and some of them kind of like mushed together. And you just don't know which one is which. But it was so pretty. And I liked looking around and climbing, and we found like all sorts of new things in that creek. And if we're lucky, you even get to see like deer or bunnies. The deers normally came at night or early morning. The bunnies would come in and out. And there were chances of pigs, but I once saw a pig. But that was like, I think on a walk or a ride. Anyways, being out in nature, being able to do things inside, or like puzzles, or another thing I enjoy doing that helped a lot take my concentration out. And just being able to have walks and talks with my mom and my family, it was nice. You can even talk to chickens. I know that I sound really weird with the chickens, but like, what I mean is that chickens do not judge you. For whatever reason, holding them and playing with them and feeding them, they actually listen. If you feed them good food, man, they'll listen. You'll be able to get whatever out of your chest. Same goes with meditation. Meditation is just another form of prayer. And I know somewhere in this week I'll talk more about meditation and how to do it in a way where you don't feel like whatever by it. But like, yeah, meditation, doing hobbies outside, playing with chickens, or if you have a pet or an animal, just spending time with them, trying new things, and just being able to be more open about how you are and what you are. There are people that will